Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're going to talk about something today that affects all of us, and it's your health, and it's kind of scary in some regards. Essentially, the food we're eating and the toxins contained in that food and the impact on your health. And you may not be feeling well, you may have some illnesses and don't even know where it came from, and it could very well be from the things you're eating and the toxins in your food. Blue Ridge Natural Healing brings an all natural holistic approach to getting rid of those illnesses and overcoming injuries, stress that you have during your life, just making you feel way better. And she's all about that. That's her company in Virginia. Is it West Virginia or Virginia?
It's in Virginia. We
It's
are
in
very
Virginia.
close to West Virginia, though, on two sides. So we're about on one area, I'm about 25 miles away. On the other end, I'm about 45 minutes away. So
And she is Donna May, and she's back on the program with us. Hi, Donna. How's everything going?
great. And glad to be back and can't wait to help folks understand a little bit more about how toxic of a soup we actually live in and surprisingly where we could be getting some of those toxins from, but also more importantly, how you can receive help in detoxifying.
So before we get to the remedy with the detoxification, and that's something that you help people with, the toxins that we're ingesting, what are we talking about? We're talking mostly about our food. Is that right?
Mostly about our food. I don't think people realize that when you're in the produce section, you're actually right there around a lot of chemicals. Those fruits and vegetables are actually coated with things, toxins, to preserve them during shipment. And we actually, if you don't know that, you actually, let's just use a pepper, for instance. I love red peppers, but if I pick up a red pepper and I take it home and I just rinse a little bit of water over it, cut it, start eating it, I'm not just eating a red pepper. I am also eating pesticides, herbicides, treatments to keep them from molding, to kind of expand their life in shipment. And so our body does not know what to do with those toxins. And so your body has to
Mm.
either accept or reject everything that you put in it. And unfortunately, a lot of this causes havoc on every system that we have, not just our digestive system. And there is one way that I tell folks, and it's not soap and water, but I encourage a lot of people, if they cannot afford to eat organically, and you still need to wash those vegetables as well, but a vinegar solution, a white vinegar and water solution, I encourage folks to, put it in a bowl, depending on the volume of fruit and vegetables we're speaking of. But when you get home from the grocery store, instead of just putting things in the fridge, to put in a water basin in your kitchen sink and fill it up and put white vinegar in it. Put your peppers, put your celery, put your carrots, even grapes and strawberries. They will not absorb that vinegar, even though they're porous. Your strawberries will not taste like vinegar. Trust me.
That was the first thing I'm thinking. Like, how is that going to be? So
Well, and the
how
best
does it,
way
how
to,
do they not though? It's porous. I guess you rinse it after so you don't have
well,
a,
you
okay.
soak it, and I just kind of swish it around in there, let it set in there for a few minutes, and then I rinse them under running water and usually just kind of put them on paper towels to dry and then put them, whether it be in containers, definitely not back in the same bag that you got it out of at the grocery store,
Hmm.
but a Ziploc bag or a mason jar or some type of storage container. But the strawberries are quite amazing, and I have experimented with this. So not only do they have chemicals and things on them, but they still have fungus and mold growing on them, which make them spoil much more quickly. In doing this vinegar water rinse, it actually preserves the strawberries that you get to eat them before they go bad.
Wow.
I have tested it and have been able to have strawberries in my fridge in a mason jar once I have did this procedure for about 3.5 weeks. And they taste just as if I went outside and picked them myself.
Hmm.
So they're not going to absorb it. I know mentally we think that it will, but it doesn't. And I'm not really sure how it doesn't, other than it takes a little bit longer, I think. And vinegar usually breaks down proteins in meat, and vegetables and fruit don't actually have the same protein, compound. So I don't think there's anything for the vinegar to grab a hold of to break down in order for it to be absorbed, to be quite honest.
So all of this, Donna, the vinegar rinse, if you did buy organic, you wouldn't need to do that. Is
You
that
wouldn't
right?
necessarily have to do the vinegar rinse, but you still would need to rinse them off, of course, because of dirt and, maybe some little pest on there or something on the lettuce or something like that. But you would not necessarily have to do the rinse. That's correct. Because by law, they cannot preserve those vegetables the same as they do the non-organic ones.
You know what I found, and I'm on a salad kick now,
Great.
and I would buy the bag lettuce. Just was convenient. I don't have time. I'm the furthest thing you'll ever find from a chef, and a little more expense, but it's all cut up. It's allegedly washed. It's good to go. I'd open up the bag, and like a day and a half, 2 days later, it's starting to turn brown. I'm like, what is going on here? So I just started buying a head of lettuce, two of them,
Right.
super
Right.
cheap, and they last so much longer. And I wash them. And just it's an extra couple of seconds of just peeling it off, breaking it up, throwing it in the, wherever your salad. Um, but it doesn't take much more to do that. And what a fresher taste too at that.
I was going to say, and it actually tastes better as
It
well.
does.
I know they say that they're only rinsed with water, but there has to be something put on that lettuce to preserve it. And honestly, I'm one of those because being a chemical poison survivor, I can pick up on chemicals really quickly. I just have a very sensitive nose, so to speak. And when I open up those bags, I can just smell it. And
Oh,
I can actually taste it in the lettuce. Now, I want to not scare people too bad, but I sometimes do pick up those bag salads, but on the healthier side, I pick the spinaches and the red leaf lettuce, that sort of thing. And I happened to be in the grocery store one morning early, and I was running late to get in the office and knew I wasn't going to get a break for lunch. And I thought, I'll just pick up one of those salad, kits. It's not going to kill me today, but I'll
yep.
have, and but I happened to turn the bag over and look at the ingredients to see what all was in the salad because they make the pictures on the front of the bag so pretty anymore. You can't physically see what's in the bag. And I was just in a hurry and I flipped it over and it said it had bioengineered ingredients in it. And I was like, what could be bioengineered in here? This particular salad had lettuce, it had cranberries, it had a little bit of cheese, and I think it had some sunflower seeds in it, and some carrots, of course, and some purple cabbage. And I was like, okay, so this is not today's meal plan.
Wow.
So, one of the things I do in health coaching to just kind of put that little tidbit in is I teach people how to read labels. Know what you are eating. If you cannot pronounce it, or if it has more than 3 ingredients, don't eat it. Because I can assure you from ingredient number 3 on, your body has no clue what to do with that. And
That
that
and
causes inflammation and illness.
that and anything that's got more than three syllables is probably not
Right?
good for you. Yeah. Wow.
Most of the time, that is perfectly correct. Yes.
When we talk about an inflammation big buzzword now, let's go into that. What kind of inflammation could we be experiencing? What that could lead to in terms of illness, and also the same kind of thing, I guess, with the toxins, those different things that you know our body's trying to process but can't.
So your body, believe it or not, creates inflammation to protect you, whether that's a fever when you're trying to ward off an illness, or whether it is foreign things that you are putting in it, or even inhaling. So inhaling is the fastest way for your body to absorb anything, and that's how I got exposed. Um, and putting things on your skin, your
Mm.
skin is your largest organ, and it will absorb everything that you put on it. So that's two things that people don't understand. It doesn't necessarily have to go in your mouth in order for it to get in your body. So I wanted to, kind of cover that in the beginning. And I see a lot of inflammation when I do the ionic foot detoxification systems. Those show up as orange on top of the water.
And these, just for clarity for everybody, these are the foot baths that we may have
Correct.
seen before. Okay.
That is the ionic foot detoxification system. Your feet are in water for 30 minutes. The orange that comes up floating on top of that water indicates inflammation. So inflammation is the driver to every
Wow.
illness, all the weight gain that we deal with, as well as all of our aches and our pains. And so people don't understand how, I mean, I don't feel bad. Well, do you feel bad or do you not feel bad because you think this is normal? And so a lot of things that I'll also see is our livers need to be detoxified. I'm talking about everything we're putting in our bodies, on our bodies. So think of your liver as your car's oil filter. When you drive your car, let's say 5,000 miles, you take it to the garage or you do it yourself, you put in a new filter and you put in new oil and you're good to go for another 5,000 miles. Well, think of your liver as your oil filter. Your liver has to do the exact same thing. It just doesn't have a mileage expiration when you just reach in there and change out that liver. You have to detoxify your liver. And as inflamed, as toxic as our world is, our liver a lot of times is working overtime
Hmm.
and cannot get rid of these toxins, and we end up with inflammation buildup. So a lot of what I see is people who can't sleep. It's been proven if you wake up regularly between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., that's your liver trying to detoxify because your digestive system works its hardest while we're sleeping. That's also when your
Wow.
cellular level repairs. And that's where inflammation also comes from, is your cellular level not being healthy. And so some of the things that we see is a lot of bloating, a lot of indigestion. We see a lot when it comes to the digestive system, whether it be diarrhea or constipation, a lot of poor sleep quality.
Hmm.
And so changing that diet up and removing those toxins and leaning more toward a less processed diet to a natural diet, and natural meaning lots of healthy fruits and vegetables that don't come out of a can. If you have to, because of time, I would recommend the freezer section over
Hmm.
the canned, just because it's not processed, not all the nutrients has been taken out in the processing process, and there's not a lot of sodium and things added to those. And you can steam those and a little bit of water, some seasoning, and have a delicious meal. And in turning those things around and adding hydration is also another, important, but you'll see, increased energy would be the very first thing. Um, Much better digestive system as far as being happy, being more regular, being able to have a better quality of sleep. Um, and a lot of people tell me, You're not going to believe this, but I lost like 8 pounds last week. How did I do that? Like, I've been trying to lose weight and I haven't been able to lose weight. Like, how could I just lose 8 pounds in 1 week just by doing what you just told me to do, which was get rid of the processed, go to the more natural side?
Wow.
And it's because your body doesn't have to build up that inflammation in order to protect you. And like I said, inflammation is a driver to weight gain that we all deal with. And it knows what to do with it. We have this saying in school, my teacher does, she's like, everything you put in your body, it's just like, hey, Mikey, is that a toxin or am I supposed to like this? And so basically, Mikey likes everything that you put in it and he knows what to do with it and he can use it instead of building up a barrier against it, and it just keeps compounding, just in your cellular level, in your digestive system. um and that just goes, that food is just one of those. Other people don't realize when we do these ionic foot detoxification systems, the black flakes that come up are actually metals that have come out of your body. Now, they're not hard, they're soft, but a lot of those metals come from exposure to herbicides, to pesticides. A lot of people need to, again, here we go with reading labels, not just on food, but on skin products. So, deodorants, check your deodorant label because, believe it or not, the very first ingredient in most deodorant is aluminum. And your body absorbs that aluminum. And here we go again. It has to protect you from that aluminum. And
This just makes me, it just makes me angry. Like I sit here and I'm like, why? Why? It's 2023. We have a government that's supposed to protect us. Why do we allow this? Why can't you just make products that are better? Yes, they're out there, but
they're out there.
But you have to seek them out. And then you have to filter out all this other, products that are dangerous for you, containing toxins. And to your point about, Donna, the stuff you put on your skin, I was using, a moisturizer. Yeah, every day I just put it on. Hey, it's great. Okay, whatever. Until I stopped using it. And somebody just gave me some oil. I think it's called Sachi oil. It's just like very organic kind of oil, just to moisturize. That's it.
Yep.
Takes down some of the wrinkles or whatever.
Right.
I noticed in a very short period of time that I had less skin irritations. I've dealt with for 20 plus years minor skin cancer. So I have a little spot here, take care of that, do that, deal with that. It's an ongoing thing, but whatever. I've seen that minimize by not using this cream moisturizer, which is a name brand, which I thought, how bad could it be?
Right.
Until you understand that this stuff is going right into your body and you can demonstrate that. And I'm sure you've heard this before, where you just take a clove of garlic, put it between your toes, and in 3 minutes you can taste it.
Yes.
So what does that say?
Yes. I mean, your skin's very porous, just like strawberries.
Yes. Yes.
But, honestly, until you're educated, you don't know. And I became educated the hard way. And
well, you had to. You
I
had to
had
educate after having that situation where you ingested toxins.
In order to survive. Yes. And honestly, walked around for 3 weeks not even knowing that I knew I was sick, but I didn't know why I was sick. And I didn't know how to get better because I had went to doctor after doctor that you're normal. Now I'm standing here with stroke symptoms and double vision. There's nothing normal about that. But whatever test I was there for came up normal. And so when I tell people when they're doing the foot detoxification, and I tell them, explain to them what their water has told me or what their feet has told in response to the foot reflexology chart, and we discussed it, they're like, I guess the way I've been feeling just really is not normal. And maybe it is time for me to start making some changes. Now, as a health coach, I believe in small changes. I don't care if it's changing your diet. You can't stop eating crap one day and eat extremely healthy the next day and it not do something inside of here. It's either going to send you to the bathroom, it's going to make you very popular because you are passing gas all day, you know, and you have to do it slowly because you didn't get broke yesterday. I
Right.
can't fix you today.
Well, that's why people go through detox. It takes time to detoxify. Can I want to learn more about the foot bath, Donna? Somebody goes and has one. The water's orange, whatever color. Obviously, it did its job. Now what? How long does it last when you do that detoxification? Tell us about that.
So, in doing the detoxification, the process takes 30 minutes, like we had discussed. You can only do it, or I will only do it once a week.
Okay.
Reason being, you can detoxify your body too quickly. Going back to small changes,
Mm,
if you detoxify your body too quickly, because during this foot detoxification system, we're not just taking out the bad. There's some good that's coming with it.
mm.
There's not a filter, through your capillaries or through your pores that says, "Oh, wait, don't take this because this is good." Like push that back up in there. We just want this part. Some good comes out with it. I see lipids and oils quite frequently. I don't know if they're good oils or bad oils. I don't know how a lot of these people eat. But several people are like, "Oh, well, I only use olive oil or I only use coconut oil." Those are very healthy oils. So that's good that's coming out. So it's important that when they leave here, I educate them, you eat a good protein, eat some healthy vegetables, stay hydrated.
Mm.
Let's talk in a week. Can you come back in a week? Because we do not want to deplete you of your vitamins and your minerals. That is not why we do this. We don't want your hair falling out. We don't want your skin to become dry and scaly. We don't want you to develop flu symptoms. All of those will happen whether you're doing the foot detoxification to detoxify, whether you're laying in a sauna to detoxify, whether you're changing your diet to detoxify, or whether you're taking a supplement to detoxify. You can detoxify your body too quickly. There are phases, and people need to realize that. And so you can do the foot detoxification, and some people will do it more than once a week. I will not, because the whole purpose of this foot detoxification is to teach your body to naturally detoxify as it was originally engineered to do, as us as Americans don't allow it to do. Not to make you sick, but to make you better. And so I just have to have that talk a lot and to educate them on things to check. I'm pretty sure every person that's come through here, I'm like, check your deodorant ingredients. One
Uh,
lady
I,
says to me, "Well, I use Dove." And I'm like, "Okay, well,
it's 1/4 cleansing cream.
this is what I told her. She wasn't finished with her session, but there was all kinds of metals, huge metals popping up. So there's two different sizes of metals.
Mm.
Huge ones means exposure, whether it be to aluminum in your deodorant, which was her case. I asked her to pull it up on an app and flip the label and look at the back of the product and let's see. Very first ingredient, aluminum. She's like, "You're kidding. I thought this stuff was healthy for me."
That's the perception. And
It is the
unfortunately,
perception.
people go on a healthier direction and walk through the produce aisle and they're picking out stuff. Yeah, this is good. I'm going to be healthy. You're halfway there, but you have to take the other steps, either organic or, like you said, and great tip with the white vinegar rinse on it. We're out of time. Learned a lot today. Wow.
Great.
Um,
Great.
I want to say I can't wait to go home to check my deodorant can. I don't I don't know if I want to know.
Do you call
Uh,
that homework? So you have homework this week.
I have homework and I'll follow up on that. And unfortunately, I have like 3 cans of it. But you know what? It's time to start looking at this stuff.
So I tell folks, here's the starting line. Just walk over the starting line, just start somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, and just
And
be
I
mindful of what's
be
going
very
on.
mindful.
Yeah, again, we take it for granted. The FDA, yeah, they're protecting us. Maybe not so much. What's your website, Donna?
www.blueridgenaturalhealing.com.
Now, of course, you have the center, which does a lot of holistic healing, but you're also available if somebody wants to reach out to you for any kind of health coaching and everything that we're talking about today, right?
Absolutely. They can call me. They can email me at donna@donnamayhealth.com. They can call me. That number's 540-434-2495. I love to chat with people. I'm open to questions, and let's see how I can help you.
Excellent. Well, I think we've helped a lot already in what we've talked about. Got to get the vinegar or just buy organic.
That's right.
And all of that. Thank you so much, Donna. Look forward next time we get a chance to talk.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.